one spot until a transition appears, and then move to a different place. Be dynamic with a purpose. There was a time where you were like, I don't want to say like vibrating in space, but you were kind of doing this type of thing. I remember my 8th speech, like very far down the lane, an evaluator said I was a buzzing bee around, just going here and all of a sudden over here and back here, trying to dominate the stage, and I just look busy. If you stand with a purpose right here, you command the stage. Thank you.
Alright, pretty good evaluations. Now I'll go into the evaluations. Oh my gosh, Raheem. Our former SAA, everyone. From a long time back. An old dude now, 4 years ago. Alright, but we'll go into the evaluations of the evaluators. So, for Vivian's, I liked how you brought up certain exact examples from Adana's speech, such as you mentioned gestures, energy, and body movement, and you mentioned certain things such as having Sebastian mention in speech, and also slouching from body movements. I thought that was really clever. Also, I have a sweetmate that's told me like the exact same story last night, because yeah, I heard y'all had a big race, so it went pretty well. And then also like that you mentioned something I didn't even think about, but facial expressions, because that's one of the things that I needed to work on from someone else. Someone else evaluated me. He's like, Tyler, you always smile during a speech. I'm like, yeah. It's like, well, it's typically good in most scenarios, but let's say you're giving a eulogy or you're firing someone. You don't want to smile during that. I'm like, that's true. So to work on certain scenarios like that, you could do a speech around that kind of topic, so that it kind of forces you to do that. But yeah, that's a good thing to bring up. And then for Zach, I like how you brought up the personal experience of you on your 8th speech saying you're a buzzing bee. That's one of the things you don't really, like certain things such as walking around, pacing around, that's certain things you don't really think of. For example, like my facial expression, or when I did some of my first 3 speeches, I'd spaz my hand around like this. So it's just little things like that, where once you get them over time, you start to think, it's like, all right, I need to stop doing that, and then it becomes second nature. So I like that both of y'all had both good examples and some things that they can work on as well. And it wasn't too many, too. It was just maybe 1 or 2 things so that it was easy to remember after the meeting, and then they can just work on it for the next speech. Great job. And then to go into Toastmaster of the day, it was your first time. I thought you did pretty well. There were some times when I felt the pace of the meeting was a little fast during transitions. So it's not too bad just to slow down for like 20 seconds and just like let everyone settle down, and then move into like the next speech or the next next section. So that's always good. And then also there was you did introduce reporters by accident ahead of General Evaluator, which is okay. But you did a lot of good work outside the meeting, because I mentioned that Toastmaster Day, a lot of the work is outside the meeting, such as printing out these agendas, making sure all the speakers are coming, making sure most of the rules are coming, so you did a really good job for that. And then you also brought a good personality to this meeting. Because that's one of the low-key, one of the big things Toastmaster has to do. They have to bring the energy or bring the personality to the meeting. Because whoever is the Toastmaster today, that's how the meeting will go. If they bring like a somber, like low-energy tone, then the meeting's just going to be like, oh.
Are you telling me it's my fault this meeting fell apart? Is that what you're trying to say? It's just my personality that makes things fall apart?
If anything, it did pretty well, so... so, I mean, because everyone's like... I would think this is the most it's like personal meeting we had this year, so it kind of worked out.
Okay.
Yes. So skeptical.
It's very amusing.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
There we go. And then for Haley, you did a really good job with table topics. I like how everyone kind of brings in their own like background and personality into table topics. And it was also, you also managed to get every single person. So this is the first time this year, so you did a really good job. And also the questions, besides a Norse question, everyone was able to think of. That's the first time someone stumped a Nor, by the way. I've never seen a Nor stumped, but we know now. You did a really good job, so great. And you also had, You have more than 10. And usually we tell people to get 10 to 15 questions, so you were well prepared.
I've heard 20 words. So.
Oh my god. Well, excellent. All right. So that is about everyone on the list. So now we'll go into reports once again, just for. Did you do all counter for the evaluators or no?
I did.
Okay. So we'll go into all counter. Marion, one last time.
Okay, so Vivian had 0, Zack had 1.
It's fast, efficient. All right. And then we'll go into for Marion.
I didn't keep count.
And then for timer, we're all the evaluators in time.
Yes.
Sweet. So right now, both of you think did the best for evaluations between Zack and Vivian. Let's pass it into the middle. All right. And now I'll turn it back to Toastmaster Day to conclude.
What am I supposed to do now?
Show us your personality.
Show us your personality. And then.
Not a good plan. Alright, thanks for showing up today, guys. Not that many people did. You're some real ones. Real G's.